One person that loves what is going on in terms of the debate around who is the real president and who should be meeting with Republicans is Madison Cawthorn. Madison Cawthorn, unfortunately for him, was caught trying to board a plane with a gun, and you're not supposed to do that, even if you're a member of Congress. OK, I don't think if I came to you and I said, sir, someone, a member of the House, has tried to board a plane carrying a gun. Would you be shocked to learn that that individual is part of the pro-Trump, anti-science wing of the Republican Party? I would not be shocked by that. And indeed, that is the case. It is Madison Cawthorn. Madison Cawthorn had his gun confiscated by airport police. He is now facing a federal fine. OK. And the loss of a special security status. This actually happened a few months ago, February 13th. Cawthorn was already a member of Congress at the time. He went to the airport, Asheville Airport in North Carolina. TSA found an unloaded gun in his carry-on bag along with a loaded magazine. Now, defenders will say, well, but hold on a second. The gun wasn't loaded. He's still breaking the law. You are allowed to transport unloaded firearms in a checked bag. He had a Glock 9mm handgun, as it's described in documents, in his carry-on, along with a loaded magazine, readily accessible to him during the flight. That is against the law. That is an easily loadable gun in the cabin. Imagine if someone went through security with a loaded gun and was told, no, you can't bring it on the plane with you like that. Just unload it and then put both parts in the bag and then you can get on. No, that would never fly. Now, a spokesman responded to questions saying this was all just a big mistake. Madison Cawthorn didn't realize that the gun was there. Now, I'm going to get to that in a second because that's actually quite problematic. How frequently does this happen? This year so far, 8 firearms were reported at the checkpoint. No criminal charges were filed in any of those cases. What happened with Madison Cawthorn's gun is that it was secured at the airport and he got it after his flight. There are actually some recordings. An officer can be heard repeating a few times to another officer, there's a gun, elected official with a gun, elected official with a firearm. Police then have a conversation about what to do. At one point, they say, maybe have him take it out to his car. He only apparently had 7 minutes before his flight. So they said, we'll hold on to it for you. We'll secure it. You can get it when you come back. I'm glad they made everything so convenient for him, right? Now, different airports in different states have different rules. TSA spokesman Mark Howell said, in New York, they perp walk you out of the airport in handcuffs. On the other hand, in Georgia, you can open carry anywhere. This took place in Asheville. In nearby Charlotte, North Carolina, police normally charge people with guns under a city ordinance. It's not totally clear what typically happens in Asheville. It's not yet clear whether Madison Cawthorn got special treatment. Now, it's definitely possible that this was an accident. At the same time, Madison Cawthorn is one of 2 or 3 members of Congress who were prominently bragging around the time of the Trump riots that they are armed on the floor of the House to protect themselves, where guns are also not allowed. So in order to believe that this was an accident or an oversight, first of all, we have to believe that the guy who knowingly brings his guns where they aren't allowed, the floor of the House, unknowingly did the exact same thing when it came to the cabin of an airplane. OK, so that you tell me what you believe as far as that goes. But there's another issue. This is not an example of responsible gun ownership. What I mean by that is gun owners should know at all times where is each firearm rather than being unaware that you've got a gun in your bag. Because if you're unaware whether the gun is in your bag, you might be unaware that one of your guns is loaded. And you're supposed to know the status and location of every single gun you have at every time. My friends who have firearms have theirs locked unless in transit or in use. If you're careless with them, that's how you get accidental injury and death. So if the true story is Cawthorn really didn't know the gun was in his carry-on, that's not responsible because he was unaware of the location of his firearm. So a whole bunch of questions here. It also raises questions about he was intending to fly. Was he flying to a different state? What was his relationship to a license to have the gun in that other state? Or was he flying from Asheville to somewhere in North Carolina? We just don't know all of the answers here yet, but we're supposed to believe it was all just a big mistake. Nothing to worry about. No big deal here. Except, he also claims to have brought guns on the floor of the House, which you're not allowed to do. Really disturbing stuff.